Right, so let's begin this series of questions, 41 to 45. It says a company is pricing a special order that needs 50 liters of paint. So we need 50 liters of paint. We currently have 10 liters. We bought them for £3. This is irrelevant. It's not a relevant cost. It's a pass. We're not reporting. We are making decisions. And it says the paint is currently being used. So the point here is because it's currently being used, it has to be replaced. So we might as well just leave it alone and just go out there and buy our own liters, right, at £2.80 because that's what you can buy it for. So you have 50 liters at £2.80. 50 times £2.80 takes you to £140. And so your answer is A. That is relevant because we are using it regularly. So whenever you have that, you might as well ignore it because you'd have to replace it anyway. So you have that for 41. Question 41. Now let's look at let's come here to question 42. Right. Yes. So it says here that a car mechanic uses 3 liters of oil to um, complete a standard car service, and again, 1,860 car services were completed. So, in effect, they used. If I draw my graphs again, in terms of material of what they've used 3 liters times 1860. That's what they've actually used. So 3 times 1860, they used 5,580 liters. Now the standard, what we're looking for is this is very similar to an earlier question we've done. We don't know what that actual. I'll just use A for that this time. I don't know what they actually spent. It tells that the material usage is nil, so which means that they actually did use. I mean, sorry, the standard and the actual are the same in terms of we expected to use 5,580, and you actually did use 5,580. What is interesting though, it says that the standard is £9.50, and it says that you use there's a price variance that's adverse. So it means that you're supposed to use £9.50. So you're supposed to use £9.50 times, of course, the 5,580 liters. Right, that's what you're supposed to use, £9.50, and that's 53,010. But it says that the actual what you did use times this number of 5 is more, so it's adverse. So you spent more on buying those on buying those liters. So I can find the total by simply adding this to that standard, and that's a total of 56358. So this is what I actually spent on these liters. So I just now have to divide this by the 5,580 liters. Remember, you're using 3 liters a car, so a total of 1860 gives you the 5580. So divide that by the 5,580, and you have £10 and 10. So your answer here is A, £10 and 10. Right. Question 43. What's happening here is that it says that this is typically, this happens when you as the the producer when you have no power over the selling price. You have to accept the selling price. So what you then have to do is then work to manage your costs. Right. So it says you have to accept what the customer, if that's the best you're going to get. And then we now put through a demand desired profit. So for example, if the selling price is 10 and you desire a profit of 2, forgive me, it means a working cost of 8, which is why we have here target costing, if you like, over there. So that's target costing, a figure of 8. Let's look at this question here. So this is asking us what number of units should be sold for break even. So break even is where you have where total costs are equal to total revenue. So it's right. Remember, you would have been looking at that. At break even, there is no profit and there is no loss. So look at total revenue here in blue, increasing, right? And look at total costs here in red. So this is break even, the point where those two meet. And the question here is we're interested in the number of units, and the number of units are 1,000 units. So there's your answer there. Break even is where those numbers meet, and that's 44. So with 5, this is a make or buy decision. We have the opportunity to buy from outside, so we need to assess what it really truly costs to make it inside. A divisible fixed cost really means a unique fixed cost. This cost of 44,000 is unique to these L products. This is like a cost that's being apportioned, so it's non-divisible, so we don't include it in our analysis. We're only interested in marginal costs because this might be in the short term. So technically, this cost of 10,000 might be rent for the office space that we're just splitting, if you like. Sorry, or the of rent of the a workshop or something along those lines. We can't quite say they're in the product, but this you need a maybe here you need a supervisor to focus on the production of L. So what we need to do is to find the actual cost of making it in-house. So 44,000, 20,000, and 4,000. And you have a total cost here of 8, and you have 68,000, right? And then, of course, here, um, so you divide this by the 4,000 units, and let's find what that is. What is the cost? So 68,000 divided by 4,000, and that's £17. So it costs you £17 to make it in-house. £17 to make it in-house per unit, right? And then let's look at here. Here you have what we have here. We have 66,000 plus 30,000 plus 10,000. And here we have 106,000 over 6,000 units divided by 6,000 units. And here we have £17.66. So these are the individual costs to make them in-house. So as from a purely financial point of view, it costs us 17.66 to make it in-house and 20 to buy it from outside. So we're going to make this in-house. Make M in-house. Make M and make M. Then with L, it's costing us 17 to make in-house, so it makes sense from a purely financial point of view to go out and buy L. So your answer is A. So the key point is whenever you see non-divisible, ignore because they are not truly in the product, right? This is in the product. We're really only focused on the variable cost. Remember that if you buy when you buy these units anyway, you only put them as variable costs. It's really important to pick that up. When you record the fifth, so you must compare like for like. That's why we're only really interested in the variable cost of making the product. These are variable costs, aren't they? Material, variable. So in the same vein, only the variable costs are important, and as well as that cost unique to the product. Cost unique to the product. Cool, great stuff. And that is question 41 to 45.